tit tugging, ball fondling, banana enthusiast, and a fast ass, freaky ass grandma with crabs. Is this my most recent search on the hub, or is it Dandadan, the new shonen anime series that is making a name for itself this season? Why can't it be both? While I am here though, I might as well update my Mal account, and I'll tell you my score at the end of the video for these first 6 episodes. Before we begin, I bet you can't guess my favorite character so far. Oops. Actually, my favorite character is Momo. It was a misdirect. I'm mysterious like that. I'm going to touch on a couple different things to highlight what aspects I personally enjoyed. Truth be told, I went in as a skeptic, but for a different reason than you're probably thinking. There's a little bit of a backstory there wrapped up in all that, so I'll touch on it towards the end of the video for any of those who might be interested. Now, I actually have a couple of small issues with Dandadan, nothing major, and I'll touch on those a little later. Keep in mind I watched this with my wife, and it's easier for both of us if we just watch the English dub. Now, I did go back and watch some of the sub, but I will say episodes 2 and episode 6, the English voice actors were cooking in that one, mostly Okarun. So far it's a fun show that is aware of what it is. The studio making it, Science Saru, has a great grasp of the series. The animation is very fluid and engaging. A big accomplishment in these first 6 episodes is their usage of color, which is a testament to the vision of the director. He's actually been a major highlight for me. He understands the IP, the vision is laid out and clear from point to point. Episode 2 and episode 4 come to mind when I think of the direction. Episode 2's color palette changing to gray tones when they get trapped with a flatwoods monster changed the feel of the episode. What was once a cute slice of life romance type of episode is now hazy and isolated feeling. I've seen a statement from the director on the juxtaposition between aliens and ghosts in the series and their depiction. I'll throw it on screen, but basically he talks about using CGI for the aliens and making them feel cold and inorganic, while the ghosts are hand-drawn and shown with warm colors since they have a close relation to humans. These small distinctions give the anime substance. Small details go a long way. With episode 4, it's the music, the chase, the atmosphere of the entire episode is just pure entertainment. Now, aside from the production side of the series, let's take a look at the actual source material. Man, there is a lot of ball and wiener talk. And that says a lot considering I'm watching Golden Kamuy and I'm on season 3. But it actually doesn't bother me all that much. If you know me, then you know I have a bit of D-Gen humor in me. And I did talk about my wife watching it with me, and yes, she has a little bit of D-Gen humor in her as well. There's beauty and subjectivity. I think sometimes people, especially social media discourse, people have to remember that you're watching it for your own enjoyment. Your time between you and the creators of it are when you actually experience it. Like, you don't text while reading manga. Those people have no influence on the actual story, so don't let their outside bullshit interference interrupt how you actually perceive and enjoy the series. Partially, this is also me setting up some defense for my next take, which is one of the issues I have, and I don't really see the big deal with Okarun. Before you hit enter on that hate comment, let me explain. I don't think he's bad or anything like that. I just think Momo eclipses him, by a great margin in these first 6 episodes specifically. She's the one that clutches up. He does play a huge role in episode 4, obviously, with the chase. Bro be fumbling sometimes. Like, why he farting on Momo? She deserves better than that. I can see the potential with Okarun as well, though, that, now he has something to nurture and, a standard to hold himself to. So now he is going to be the best version of himself, or, making the steps, to get there, growing with each arc. So I wouldn't even say that's like an issue I have with it. I just think the manga readers aren't going to like to hear that. Maybe the anime only viewers will kind of agree with me in some capacity. And this is me looking to nitpick the series, mind you. I like series that have, long storylines where the characters are building up to something or a grand objective. This doesn't feel like that, and it doesn't really feel like it's going to develop one either. It's just going to be, every arc we're along for the ride. It's going to be fun. Someone used the word bombastic to describe Dandadan. I think that's a great descriptor for it. The cast of characters, there's only a couple of them now. Ida just joined the cast on episode 5. She's meant to not be liked, obviously, with her personality. The thing is, she has good intentions, but her and Momo will most likely have some interesting interactions. and that's going to be a fun dynamic to see happen, especially if she starts to flirt with Okarun. I'm not really big on ghosts or aliens, to be honest. The acrobatic Silky is pretty cool. I do think like the lady in the red dress, and as we see her getting closer, was pretty creepy. That was really good. The sumo thing I wasn't big on, and that's fine. I mean, there's still more designs waiting to be experienced. I mean, there's already over like 150 chapters for this story. Like Okarun, him being one of the main characters, I want to like someone that's going to be a like focal point of the story. And I've heard good things from a lot of people about him in the manga, so I'm sure we're going to see more of what we saw in episode 6. Where Okarun lacks, Momo makes up for it though. She's a very strong character with strong beliefs. She's cool. She's like the popular, like trendy character, and is like very stylish, and she's always serving up a look. Her grandma is, I mean, it's Ida doesn't seem very cool, but like I said, she has good intentions, and the dynamic between her and Momo going forward could be, very funny. So I'm sure there'll be some like redemption with her. And there's also that dude from the opening that will, probably, I guess maybe he might run into the other testicle, and maybe Okarun's balls are like the golden arrow from JoJo's. God, I hope not. Overall though, I'm rating this series an 8 out of 10. Very fun. The spectrum of like potential story beats for Dandadan is pretty wide. The series feels more like a romance than anything in the first 6 episodes. I mean, episode 5 is, a slice of life romance. Okarun really needs to grow a pair though. I mean that figuratively and literally. Now earlier in the video, I mentioned that I came into the series as a skeptic. And basically what I meant by that is I have this friend group, and we actually started as like coming together talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. We had the cutest name. It was called Keeping Up with the Kaisens. But obviously we don't talk about JJK that much these days. They've been on Dandadan for a long time. And what I noticed was every time that Dandadan got praised, and not just by them, I'm talking about randoms on Reddit or Twitter, it was always like complimenting the art. It was always the art first. Would seldomly hear about Momo, and I didn't really hear a lot about Okarun. And that doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad, but I just, posed the question as to why. So that in and of itself branded me as a Dandadan hater. Made me come into the anime and try to nitpick it a little bit, take it down a notch. But it is a quality show. That's really it though. I don't do anime reviews, as you can probably tell. It'd be something that I'm open to, but I think it would not be like an episode by episode type of thing. Although, if there's a series that you want to hear me talk about, put it down in the comment section. Depending on how long it is, I'll either do it by the season or do like a cluster of episodes. Because I won't lie, I mean, Kagurabachi is a series that I plan to cover, long term. Since JJK has ended, the channel's been just rough to try and get with like the algorithm and like a video to hit. So it's been a little stressful. So I'm trying to focus the time I do have into making the things I want. And, things that people want to watch. So please don't hesitate to leave any recommendations or suggestions down below. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, stay normie, stay weeb, shit even in between is fine. Until next time, peace.